I'm Elisa Mortensen, and this is Undo Redo.
Hi everyone. Hello. It's April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. A couple Instagram posts today from things I do care about got me. And for a second I was like, it's April Fool's. So my son says, "Hey, it's April Fool's. Nothing April Fool's today." And I thought, oh yeah, last year I made a cake. I made a meatloaf in a cake pan, and it looked like a chocolate cake. And I frosted it with blue frosting, which was really mashed potatoes. I even piped it on there. Like I made it all nice and flat, and then I did some piping around the outside and did these flowers in the center, all with mashed potatoes. It was lovely. And then I cut the cake slice and put it on their plates. If you want to see it, it's on my Instagram somewhere. I reposted about a month ago, I reposted last year's April Fool's, and it got a lot of likes and views again. So my mom actually showed it to me. So I can't take credit for the original idea, but I did do it. All right. I want to know how life is going for all of you. I think I can guess how it is. Everyone's busy. You're busy working. Maybe you're schooling and working and kids and business, right? All of it, because I'm not hearing from you. And I think the fact that I've slowed down these podcast episodes to once a month is probably a sign of like you slowing down responses to me, because it's not coming like rapid fire every week, right? But I need you to stop what you're doing right now or pause this and go give it a rating. And I was thinking about this. It's not so much for me, it's for the person at 2 a.m. that's scrolling looking for answers. Like I try to do my best. I'm not a marketer. I don't really know how to push things, but if I could get the right information to the people who are suffering, to help and to show them, my downloads are really high right now, which tells me you're maybe drowning and you need good reminders, and maybe you're re-listening to things that really struck you, except for, I haven't been there as often. So I need you to go rate and review so it pushes to people that can find it more readily. And I'm thinking about going back to every week. So I just have so much to say, is what I'm realizing. To keep this concise to one topic has been so hard for me. As I was writing the outline, I thought I have so many things to say. Maybe I just need to talk every week. And it just takes me a minute to be my own publisher and my own recorder and my own everything, right? So I know you're busy, but here's what I have for you. Slowing down to once a month was because I didn't want to be just more noise in your head. I wanted to be a steady signal in the static of life and a fresh voice, not like a wore out one. Today we're going to be talking about miracles, and I'm excited about it because it's not the kind that you think of. It's not the kind where something miraculous, something comes in and solves it all for you, and you have no explanations. Like you don't even know where it came from. That's not the type of miracle I'm talking about, although it does have something to do with it. I'm talking about the kind you can bring into your life with some help from above. And I'm really excited to go into details. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and for, 6 or 7 years, I've been searching out other religions. And I found a course that helped me study 12 actual religions. And there was a couple others that I looked into just on the side that I wish were in the 12 that didn't go in as depth, but I did my own research. And I've really loved it. And you know what I found is that faith is a frequency. Religion, it keeps you in a frequency. It reminds you of how to tap into that frequency. So whether you call it deity, the universe, existential help, when you align your focus with that, the world must move. And I find it very fascinating. Faith and belief can literally carry people. It can sustain no matter what they call it. And I believe we're all talking about the same power, the same help. So when our focus and efforts are put in line with that higher frequency, it matches, our belief matches that frequency, and it creates miracles. Now, I'm not going to say that it just happens when you just put your mind to it, right? And there's all sorts of people out there that are manifestation gurus and whatnot. But I also want to see it through the lens of everyone's eyes. My husband might call it stubborn as a mule, right? I would call it something more like persistence, commitment, consistency. I have spent decades, and I can look back into my childhood and say, I stuck with things. I also quit a lot of things, but the things that really struck a chord, or I had these nudges for, and this real passion and commitment for. I worked with them until they shifted, and until I had what I wanted, or a version of some movement that I was okay with. And it just sufficeth me, right? I have scripture words coming out of my mouth now. But I've done things like wake up every day at 5:30 or 6 before I needed to go on some of my painting jobs. Some of you may know that I was a contractor and a painter. I would have a full day ahead of me of work, and my back every night when I laid down would hurt every single morning. We tried different beds. I tried recliners. I think I slept in a hammock for 7 years, you guys. But I would roll the pain out of my body, and I believed it would leave if I did, and it did. And it would reset me every morning when I took the time and I took the effort to do it. And I had a pain-free day for most of the time, most cases. And sometimes I took this ball with me. It was like, this ball saves me and I need it. And I have failed also so many times, thinking, oh, this will work. And in big ways and small ways, I have failed to find who I am now, to find what works for me, and how I can believe and how I can desire into my next movement with effort and with action and persistence, not just praying for something to come upon and strike things down or build things up or whatever it may be. I've filled this jar. In fact, I'll grab it. It's just right here. I've filled this jar. I don't know why I sat on the floor. This is my failure jar. So for those of you who are watching on YouTube, I filled this jar with Post-it notes describing my failures. And I know there are so many more that I didn't even put in there. I've forgotten along the way to like keep track and keep writing them down and make sure they get in there. But here's the secret to it, is this jar isn't, to me in my mind, just full of failures. It is full of evidence that I was still in the game and that I hung in there. And my biggest miracles weren't physical. They were these tender miracles that happened, like when I stuck with big belief, like with my marriage. My husband's a first responder, and some of the things he deals with, he couldn't come home and just put his dad hat and his husband hat on and be that, person. He had been through so many things. And the miracle for me with this was the day I realized I could change my entire marriage without my husband changing a single thing he was doing. That was a miracle for me. This wasn't a grand manifestation of like, oh, he was better, and he was all the things I ever wanted to be. He was already all the things I ever wanted to be in, and he was in his struggle, and it helped me to change my entire marriage, not needing him to change. So that reframing that happened inside is a miracle. The other one is my children. I looked at them and I chose them. Regardless of their behavior, regardless of their grades, regardless of their chores, whatever they were doing in their lives, I decided I no longer need evidence to love them and that they love me back. They will undeniably feel me choosing them. And they will, just automatically love me back. Who doesn't love someone who just loves someone, right? Like if I just dote all over you, wouldn't you just love me? Because that's always what I do, of course. Now I have a coach who drills into me like, I go first, I go often, I go on purpose. And you think sometimes that a miracle is only a gift from the sky and out of nowhere, but it happens when you take action from inside first. And these are the biggest miracles. You get rid of the impossible or immovable thoughts that make it solidified. Like, this is a thing, this is just my circumstance, I can't change this. And you get rid of that impossible before you even see the how. In your mind, you go there. And you don't even know how it's going to work out. You're just like, I'm going to stick to this consistent effort until it changes. And that commitment, it runs so deep, it's non-negotiable. You just do it every day. This doesn't take like sit down and journal and meditate and write it out. Just like while you're doing the dishes or folding the laundry, you are restructuring your decisions. You are reframing your stories. You're auditing your thoughts. Isn't that so cool? Like you're aligning your intention with your desire as you go about your day. And if you feel off, if you feel anxious, if you feel like you're spinning, you can reset at that moment. I've been on this kick of teaching micro resets this spring. And on March 3rd, I had a class. And on April 7th, I'm having a class. And it's at 1 p.m. in the middle of the day for whoever wants to join. And I'm talking about these little tiny resets that happen in these little moments. And I believe our efforts work alongside of our beliefs. and alongside of the higher power that we believe in. Some people say it's my inner child. I connect to my inner child and I get so much energy. And I'm like, awesome. That place that you go to, that you ask something to be there extra beyond your own strength, combined with small efforts of just refocusing your brain and thinking about it throughout the day and making it part of you, that is how you do it. If you believe in a God, are you giving him enough of your time and attention to work with you to make a miracle? This is what my focus is. And this is how I've been stacking my personal miracles. We were talking at Easter party just last weekend. Somebody said, I found a quarter, and then I started thinking about quarters, and then I just found quarters everywhere. And that's what this is with miracles. I think of miracles. I expect miracles. Next thing you know, the miracles are happening everywhere. I see everything as a miracle. So what do you think is a miracle? Like, how are you defining it? Because when you really define a miracle in your mind, and when you think, oh, I need to reset, I just need a bubble bath, does it really reset you, or do you go right back to the chaos after the bubble bath's done? Are you running somewhere to get this reset, or are you able to bring it to you? This is really important. I believe my last podcast touched on that if you want to go check it out. But this brings me to spring of 2026, which is right now. I'm having a retreat on May 1st. So I did something March 1st, April 1st, and now I'm doing something on May 1st. So a month from today, I will be in Nordic Valley with 10 people. And I don't know who the 10 people are yet, because I have had some people who were on my wait list and who had an interest list for this retreat who aren't the ones that are coming. So I'm excited to see who it is. I have 10 spots. I would do as little as 8, and I would go to up as much as maybe 12 if a friend group came last minute, but I'm considering it. But if you are listening to this and you are functionally fried like the rest of us, because you're showing up, right? You're doing all the checklists and you're not finding any time to slow down. There's nothing on your calendar that really says like, oh, I get a big, like deep break or reset. Then you need to learn how to do it in these tiny little moments so you can keep your focus. You can stay this steady. And when all the dumpster fires are happening around you, you are the one that's left standing, because everyone's going to look to the biggest energy in the room, and the biggest energy in the room isn't the one that's all mad and crazy and going nuts. It's the one who stays calm. Everyone's looking to the person that stays calm in the room. Are you that person? Or are you the one that's lost it and questioning everything and spinning and having a hard time and having emotions and, oh no, we have emotions and that could offend someone and I can't believe they did that. Like, are you being swept away? Because if so, you're part of the problem. But if you want to be part of the solution and really take lead, like you can step into that room and own it. You can step into that place and everyone looks to you. And I think it's the most powerful place to be. It's where miracles are brought, and you can do it with yourself, inside yourself. If you have recently felt like tightness in your chest, and consider that it might not be anxiety, that anxiousness, that nervousness, that like, ugh, I think it's your miracle trying to get your attention. And what if you were to consider like, I'm going to kind of look into that. I'm going to observe that. I'm going to be curious about that, because you want this skill. You need this skill to happen in your life to give you more satisfaction and enjoyment so you can have higher energy in everything that you're doing, right? It increases your purpose, not perfection, right? It increases your purpose. And who knows what miracles end up turning out like. Like there have been some miracles that I'm like, wow, I did not see it showing up like that. I held energy and I held space and I held belief for as long as it took for the world to move, right? I combined myself and my efforts with heaven and I stayed consistent. And I failed, a few times in that jar, right? But when it came about in a way that was unexpected most of the time, and not the miracle I was praying for necessarily or hoping for or trying to make happen in the way that I thought it could. It was in a much higher, more complete way that really completed my life and was really best for everyone. And I could see the wisdom behind it that wasn't even mine. I just needed effort. I just needed willingness. I just needed to go there inside myself more often throughout the day and really be intentional. So we're going to the mountains. If you are anywhere in northern Utah or you want to fly to northern Utah, we will be doing this in Nordic Valley, Utah. And I live in Eden. It's just down the hill from there. I've rented my friend's beautiful home, and we are going to actually experience, not just learn about, because learning about, like, we have all the knowledge. We know we need to eat good. We know we need to exercise. We don't do it. We have all the knowledge we need. We need experience doing it now. Like, oh, I know how to reset myself. Like, things are fine. I can be fine. Yes, but do you know how you do reset yourself in the moment so you don't lose momentum? So you stick with traction, so you can reset and repair quickly. Like, it's not about how many times you fail, obviously. I mean, I'm just should get another jar now or pack them in there better. It's about how quickly you get back. So these skills are going to be actually implemented while we're there. We will be journaling. I have every moment from the time we get there to the time we leave, I have a narrative for it, for the experiences that you're going to have. And it's going to be resetting and repairing our way into our miracles. And we're open to what that miracle is going to look like, but we wait for the world to move because we connected with heaven in a big way. I can't even wait to meet whoever's going to come. We're going to find our energy leaks, which obviously we have energy leaks if we're just functionally fried, and we're going to plug it. All of your energy leaks are going to be different. So that's why my guidance is there. That's why we're journaling. We're not really sharing our yucky stories. I will just be guiding you with some prompts. We're going to do some art and some crafts and some activities to get you moving and breathing. And all of it works with actually having reset in the moments. So whoever it is, I will personally be walking you through the mechanics of miracles at this retreat, and I am excited to meet you. If you thought of anybody while listening to this, if somebody needs hope, if somebody needs inspiration, if somebody needs something else to hold to, and some more ways of thinking about things that are out of the box, then send them this. Reach out at any time. I do complimentary sessions because I like to see if it's a good fit. I like to see if you're ready, so I screen everyone. So let's get on a call together, have a quick chat. Either way, you get help. And if I only have an hour with someone and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to really buy, I just wanted the complimentary session, fine. I have an hour to really make a difference, and so do you. So let's get after it. And I give you everything. All of my brain power goes to that hour with you as if you were one of my clients. I don't hold back. So at least get that, all right? Because I am here to do this work and I do feel called, and this is my mission. So I will talk to you again soon, and take care, everyone. Bye.